Thank you for joining us at the Canadian International Auto Show here on the Media Day, Preview Day. This stop is well worth your time here at McLaren. Product Specialist Max Hunt is with us to describe this brand new, beautiful W1. We'll give you a little bit of history, the F1, the P1, and now the W1. Max, welcome. It's great to have you, and we are thrilled to see this car. It's been, the word I used when we approached today was stunning, and I think that was is something that a lot of people.
Thanks, Todd. That's very kind. Yes, thanks for welcoming me as well. It's great to be here, and great to be here representing McLaren and here to talk and show you the W1.
Your history with design and engineering is it was sort of inevitable. You would kind of get into the family business, if you will, to find your way, and you found your way with McLaren.
Yeah, that's right, Todd. So my family are all engineers, really. It started with my grandfather. He was in the military in the Royal Engineers, so it was kind of inevitable, really. My career with McLaren started in 2017, so getting on for a decade ago now. And my role is now to look after W1 among the other supercars.
Let's talk about the W1 and some of the unique features. It's, again, as mentioned, it's stunning, but it starts as an idea, and first of all, tell us how long it is in terms of development from when you begin the process to what we see here.
So W1 as a one car, so I should explain that F1, P1 and W1 we call one cars as the kind of collective term. What they allow us to do is start again with a blank sheet. So go back to first principles and really define what we think it takes to make the best driver's car for road and for track. So because it's a clean sheet, it takes a very long time to develop by our standards at least. So we're looking at kind of 5 years for the cohesive vehicle program, but some of the elements of the car are actually longer than that.
What makes this a true supercar?
So we call W1 a real supercar. So we went through this kind of quite philosophical exercise when we embarked on the journey to create W1 to define what makes a real supercar and what a one car really is and what it means. We landed on 4 principles. So the first is performance everywhere. Second, epic power. Third, pure connection. And the fourth one is authentic theatre. And it's those principles that help us to create the perfect supercar.
I'll be the guinea pig, and I want to start with epic power because that's demonstrated here.
Yeah, okay, so epic power I think is a fairly simple one to understand, but we've gone to great lengths here. So it's more than about just numbers with W1 of course, but to start with 1,275 PS. It's not just the weight, it's not just the power, sorry, it's also about the weight. The two working in combination together to deliver this kind of ultimate performance. When we wrote down the target for W1, we knew pretty early on that we were going to have to develop a completely new powertrain. So it's a 4-litre hybridized twin-turbo V8, which might sound familiar, but in fact, it's a ground-up new engine. That allowed us to start again from first principles, as I said. The engine is not only lighter than our current V8 engine, but it's also about 55mm shorter. Being shorter gives us a packaging advantage. It needs less space in the car, but also allows us to have a shorter crankshaft, which in turn allows us to spin the engine faster. So not only have we got the most power of any road legal McLaren ever, but we've also got the fastest revving engine. So red lines at 9,200 RPM.
That's exciting. Let's talk about now performance everywhere, and that is overall in the car.
Yeah, so performance everywhere is a pretty simple concept. It's really about this kind of almost unimaginable breadth that this car has. I said ultimate driver's car for road and track. It's just as at home on the road as it is on the track. We've got 2 cup holders. As well as all of the performance, we've got space for two people's luggage. The headrests fold down and you can store luggage behind the occupants' heads. But then we've got this huge well of performance that you can just draw on at any time. The real kind of art though is making a car that feels fantastic, feels visceral and exciting when you're only using 10% of the available performance, and that's definitely something we've achieved here.
Part of that is the incredible aerodynamics as part of the W1. Let's start kind of at the front of the car, and as the airflow is coming over, take us through what happens and where the air goes and how that helps the performance of this car.
Sure, Todd. So it's complicated, so I'll try to keep it as concise as possible. But to start with a number again, 1,000 kilograms of downforce in race mode. Obviously, the design of the car is kind of dominated by aerodynamics. This is getting into our authentic theatre principle, where we've got this quite smooth surface over the top of the car, low drag, but actually all of the kind of bolder forms and surfaces below the waistline are really controlling all of the airflow around the car, and crucially helping us to create this ground effect downforce with the air moving under the car. So we've got an active aero element at the front, an active front splitter. That's that lowest section that we can see here. And we've also got what we call the active longtail, the wing at the rear of the car. In race mode, this extends 300 millimeters rearward. It has to do this in race mode because it's not actually legal to use it in that position on the road. So you can see it there extended upwards and rearwards. And it behaves like a conventional active rear wing, but actually its function is to extend the diffuser. So we're channeling this very clean airflow underneath the car. All of these kind of complex forms that you can see here are actually creating what's called aerodynamic outwash. So controlling the flow of air around the wheels and actually throwing the turbulent air that you don't want out of the car, channeling it into the high temperature radiators that we can see here, and creating vortices to seal either side of the car. So you've got this really clean airflow underneath the car feeding the diffuser.
That is, that's a very simplified, if you will, explanation of a complicated principle, but it's just, there isn't a piece on this car that doesn't have a function.
No, that's right, and that's a bit of a trademark of ours, so it's really, its form is defined by its function. Obviously we've gone to great lengths to make it beautiful, but it's absolutely about function. You can't achieve the performance that this car can achieve without the design being dominated by that.
You mentioned the phrase authentic theater, and that is part of the feel of the car and the feelings you get when you are seated in the car.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the kind of grander scale, so the race mode transformation that we talked about, the wing extending rearward, the suspension lowering, so we lower the suspension by 27 millimeters at the front and 17 at the rear. It's incredibly dramatic, but it's absolutely functional. That's how we achieve that downforce number. But there are also smaller details. When you look through at the front clamp here, you can see these small openings that reveal the pushrod front suspension struts. So as I stand here, I'm looking at the coil spring through this little aperture. Obviously, a hole is lighter than any material that could be where the hole is. Everything here is kind of doing a job. And then smaller details, the use of exotic materials, titanium, magnesium, the 3D printed wishbones, and even the materials inside the cabin. We've made some kind of pioneering engineering developments with materials, this knitted material that allows us to kind of control personalization, so we can fade from one color into another, but also that's used as a kind of replacement for a conventional speaker grille, so we can pass sound through it without having a weighty speaker grille. You can also pass light through it because you've got complete control over the weave of that material. It's very, very clever.
And that's part of the pure connection inside, because you are, the seat does not move, you are inside, you essentially become part of this car.
That's it, Todd. So if you imagine yourself sitting inside the car, you're not sitting on a conventional seat, as you say, you're sitting kind of on and in what we call the tub, which is the carbon fibre monocoque. That's bespoke for W1, it's called the Aerocell. So it doesn't get any more connected than that. You're kind of sitting on the core of the car. There are some pads on there so that it's comfortable for you. But then the pedal box moves towards you, as does the steering wheel and the steering column. And then what can you feel? Well, beautiful hydraulic steering. This has been a hill to die on for McLaren for some time now. But there is nothing that kind of can come close to the tactility, clarity and feedback that you you get from a great hydraulic steering system. Conventional hydraulic braking system, but with a very, very advanced friction couple. So once you accelerate to 200 kilometers an hour in 5.8 seconds, thanks to the power that we were talking about earlier, when you stand on the brakes from 200 kilometers an hour, you can stop in 100 meters.
Remarkable. You mentioned that you essentially start with a blank sheet when you're creating a car like the W1, but there is DNA that runs through the F1, the P1, and the W1, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some things that you can point to. So F1 famously was the first carbon fiber monocoque in a road car. That theme runs through from F1 to P1 to W1. There are then threads between them. So hybridization, that's what P1 really brought to the fore. But thematically, it's those principles that we were talking about that are what they all share.
And the other part of this, we'll open the door so you can see in a moment, but while this is a special and unique car, there's a great personalization that will become part of it as well.
Absolutely. So personalization is a really, really key part of what we've got on offer here. Every client who is taking delivery of a W1 has an allocation, goes through a personalization process with MSO, which is McLaren Special Operations. They're our bespoke division, and their remit is kind of the art of the possible. So what we're finding is that customers who specify their W1 really often take it as a way to really express themselves and treat it as a project. You know, spend an awful lot of time and put a great deal of heart into the specification of their car, and MSO are the people responsible for making that happen.
Max Hunt is the product specialist for McLaren and has been giving us a great debrief, if you will, on this car. He's available if you have questions and want to ask a specific question of Max for one-on-one interviews. I'm told to remind you that the next stop on the media tour is 12:20 at the Hot Wheels display at the bottom of the escalator. But Max, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking us through the tour of this remarkable car, the latest in McLaren, the W1. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks so much, Todd. Thanks, everyone.